Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about Merrick Garland's showdown with the Judiciary Committee. So the Attorney General is testifying today before the Judiciary Committee. We knew it would be contentious. Indeed, it is contentious. It's actually ongoing now, but the lines have been clearly drawn. So Garland, in his opening statements and in general, has come with a couple points to make and to bring forward to the American people. First, he has said repeatedly, and notwithstanding the suggestions by really discredited and kind of axe to grind so-called whistleblowers, David Weiss, who's been investigating and now is indicted Hunter Biden, Garland has been completely hands off, and we knew that already. Anyone who knows Garland and knows how DOJ is working knows that's the case. That includes the White House. It's probably not so happy about it. It's his complete hands-off status that permitted Weiss to bring charges that normally wouldn't be brought in the Department of Justice against Biden. So Garland has really laid down a line there, and you just have to consider him a rogue or a liar or whatever to keep doubting it, not to say that won't happen. Second, he made a very strong point about the threats that have proliferated in the last several months as Trump's indictments have proliferated. And he said, law enforcement agents, but also all kinds of citizens have been fielding threats. It is intolerable. They will prosecute those to the full force of the law. It is a complete lawless derogation of threat to the rule of law. And of course, all that's true. And there's no doubt that, if someone makes threats that cross a First Amendment line, they will go after them. The problem with Trump, in some ways, he's worse than a mob boss. A mob boss dispatches his, Luca Brazzis and lieutenants to intimidate. Trump says incendiary language, and a lone wolf might go out and threaten or intimidate people. That's what happened with Judge Chutkan, for example. So it is a huge problem. It could be a disaster in the making. But Garland at least, lays down the line. This is really something we take very seriously, and we intend to. And then just generally, he said, look, and this is a point of real emphasis for the American people, even though he's testifying to the Judiciary Committee. I'm not the president's lawyer. I'm not Congress's lawyer. We are the people's lawyer. We prosecute without fear or favor, and we are not influenced by politics, period. Now, that's something that most attorneys general would say true, although not all of them. And Trump, for example, has said if he wins election, he'll expressly appoint someone who doesn't do that. But it's, I've worked with Merrick Garland. Anyone who's worked with Merrick Garland knows that's the absolute watchword in the Department of Justice. There's no sort of wink there. There's no kind of, little whispered, like, except here and there. That is definitely the law of the Department of Justice, and will stay that way. So he does all he can to let people know, in the only way he can, with his credibility on the line, that there's no politicization of the Department of Justice, and in particular that he was 100% hands off with David Weiss. That's point one, and then the point two he comes to make is these threats. All right, so that's from Garland's standpoint, and vantage point, and it's these are like these ridiculous circus type hearings we had in the Trump era. You have Democrats and Republicans doing completely different things. So the Democrats are helping him reinforce those points. Now move to the Matt Gaetzes of the world, the Jim Jordans, who are just making outrageous, completely unfounded charges that Jordan says, or the fix is in, basically wanting to characterize everything all the prosecutions against Trump as Joseph Biden prosecutions coming from the president. It's a joke, and Jordan knows it's a joke, but it just doesn't stop them. So that's point one, is to try to suggest not simply that they're politicized, but that the orders are given from Joe Biden. It's all for political reasons and just rank lies. Just, in the age of Trump, you just say anything. And then the other big theme that the Republicans are trying to apply is Hunter Biden. And so you have guys like Matt Gaetz coming up and making completely tendentious and inaccurate accounts of some information involving Hunter Biden. Mind you, in 2014, when Merrick Garland is on the bench of the DC circuit, and saying, so-and-so reports that President Biden tried to help Hunter Biden in this way. Is that proper? And again and again, and calmly, Garland says, everything having to do with Hunter Biden is in David Weiss's hands. It's got nothing. I've specifically turned it over to him. And you're asking about, he either is in a position to say there's no evidence for that, or just calmly swatting it away. Now, of course, though, we have these silos in this country, thanks to Trump, where the very aggressive, red in the face of bulging veins question will be what plays on Fox News, and probably the calm, assured, and it so happens accurate responses by Merrick Garland on hopefully everywhere else. But it's a really just a vivid display of what's wrong with our politics, where a witness is there, an important witness, the witness is telling the truth and making it quite clear, and the questioners are there with bared teeth to score political points based on absolute fictions that they hope nevertheless will nudge the electorate in favor of the putative Republican nominee for president, Donald Trump. So the hearing is ongoing. If anything totally surprising or stunning or new happens, anybody takes out whatever. I shouldn't even joke. If anything really new comes up involving the hearing, we'll be back with an update. But this is basically the lines are pretty well drawn between what Garland's saying, what Democratic members are saying, and the very aggressive, mendacious questioning that Jim Jordan's and Matt Gaetz is on the Judiciary Committee. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.